Welcome everyone to the Electrical Culture of Safety Livewire program, where we delve into all the complexities of creating a culture of safety within the electric utility industry. In each episode, we feature interviews with subject matter experts, industry leaders, safety professionals, and field personnel from across the industry, where we discuss ways to develop a collective reflection of the perception, attitudes, and shared experiences of the safety culture within our industry. Welcome to ECOS Livewire.
Welcome, Electric Culture of Safety Line Team Partnership, nationwide line team partnership, now over 15,000 plus members now. And man, we're getting some good turnouts on our Lineman Safety National webinars. Today was a great turnout, and yesterday was a wonderful turnout. Our live line, where we're doing these twice a month. And man, this is neat what's going on here. This is taking hold after 3.5 years. It is taken hold. And I tell you what, today you are in for a big treat. This guy here I've known for some time now, and Mr. Ken Macken. He's Director of Safety Programs with National Rural Electric Cooperative Association. So, you know, him and I kid around, but I'm telling you, he's the big dog of safety for NRECA. And we're just so grateful to have him here as a special guest. I'm going to read you a little bit about Ken here today. Ken has been in the electrical cooperative family now for 23 years. He served the electric cooperatives of Illinois for 11 years as the manager of safety and loss control. The last 10 years, he was director of safety and training for KAMO Power. You guys know about them. A transmission cooperative in Northeast Oklahoma. He joined the NRECA in April of 2024. So he's a big dog, but he's kind of a newbie. Okay, so we can give him a hard time a little bit today. He received his bachelor's degree in education from John Brown University and master's in religious education from Midwestern Seminary in Kansas City, Missouri. He lives in beautiful Northeast Oklahoma with his wife, Malia. They have one son, Sam, who lives in Boulder, Colorado. Ken loves Oklahoma Sooner. Oh, man, we're going to have some fun with this. And Colorado Buffalo football. That maybe too. Ken has a passion to help every person be safe every day and ultimately reach their retirement healthy and whole. And Ken, man, come on aboard, and thanks for being here today, brother.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Brent. And it is great being with you today. Talk about my favorite subject in the whole wide. Well, I'm going to say second favorite subject, because Oklahoma Sooner and Colorado football are my top subject. But I love talking about safety, and I love talking about what it takes to get our guys home safe every day. And yeah, I am relatively new to the NRECA. I'm in my second year. But have been around co-ops for, as you said, 23 years now, and just absolutely love it, and love what I do. And I'm not the big dog in safety. You're the big dog in safety, Brent.
No, man. So, hey, I didn't realize this, but you and we've got some ties, man. You know how they say this world is such a small world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They even wrote a song about it somewhere. But anyways, you know, Oklahoma Sooner. So my lovely wife of 38 years, she's a Booner Sooner, man. OU.
Well, you, I tell you what, then you definitely married above, you outpunted your coverage then on with her, man, because that's pretty awesome. That's great, man. It is a small world. Yeah.
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 Well, you know, what won me over was when we were courting before our marriage. The great thing is that she would put on her pom-poms and her cheerleader outfit and try to entice me with her Booner Sooner song.
Well, if that doesn't do it, nothing will.
Oh man, I was like,
sure.
Okay, we're getting married. Okay, that's it. Stop.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yep.
Yeah. So, we're now, just curiosity, where did you meet your wife?
Okay, so we live in Northeast Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and we live in the booming metropolis called Rose, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And just about 10 miles east of here is a little town called Oaks, Oklahoma. She
Mm-hmm.
was in the 8th grade. I
Oh
was in the
man.
ninth. I was in the 9th grade, and
Wow.
I had noticed her, and she had a
Dang.
brother. She had a brother that was in my grade, and so I became real good friends with her brother. I didn't
Uh-huh.
like him. I didn't like him. I just
Uh-huh. Of
wanted. I
course.
just wanted to be his friend so I could get to his sister. And yeah, I mean, my main pickup line. Feel free to use this anytime, you and your viewers. But she had just got braces, and she was come back. She was at the water fountain during break time, recess. And here was my pickup line. I said, I really like your braces, and we've been together ever since.
You
You
really like her braces?
her braces. She had just got braces on her teeth,
Oh
and that
man.
was that. That was the only thing I knew how to say. It's like, what else do you say?
So are you're telling me you've got some scars on your lips from all that interaction? Or are we okay?
Still have visible signs of that. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but hey, I got a wonderful wife, and she's great, so
Awesome.
yeah. Yeah.
That's a good story, man.
She's
So
my biggest supporter.
yeah, I know. When you get a good wife, man, I tell you what, dang, you're doing something right.
Nothing like it, man. I mean, nothing like it when you got that perfect partner that supports you and
Mm-hmm.
believes in what you do. And, two times in my career in safety, she is the one literally that when we talked about and prayed about a decision in
Mm-hmm.
safety, she's the one that said, listen, twice in my career, she said, if you can say one thing that can help one person get home at the end of the day, then you go do it. You go take that position. And that happened twice. And it was career changing decisions that I'll never regret. It was fantastic.
Wow. That is awesome. I know, and I could tell being around you now for some time. What the heck? Your attitude. I mean, you can tell that you're at your job and you're not working. You're just loving what you do. I mean, you can just tell when folks are in that position here. You can just tell it just like that light that was behind you and we had to make you turn it off, that glowing light, your aurora, right?
Yeah.
You have that aurora where you just like your job and you're very passionate, man.
I appreciate that, Brent. And you have that too. You have that same initiative and that same passion to help guys, not only do their jobs well with great stuff, great tools and everything, but to do it safely. And, I'm encouraged today more than I ever have in our industry. We've got some young guys, we got some mid-age guys that are just on fire and are relevant and know the industry, and they're doing everything they can to get guys home safely. And man, I'm thrilled to be a part of what we're doing in safety right now across the nation. And I appreciate your words, but you're one of them, and there's a lot of others that it's just a great new day. It really is.
It is, man. And like that light behind you is shining. I think we're evolving, and I'm telling you, man, I think the mindsets are going to begin. I think, well, they have already begun to change, but I see this big old shit, man, the status quo. I see this big shit that's been kind of stuck in the mud for some decades. I'm starting to see some folks grab the right side of the rudder and start turning this big old ship around. I'm starting to feel it, man.
Yeah, I can too. I feel it, and it just seems like a fresh wind and fresh fire that's kind of gone through our industry, and guys care, man. I mean, the guys have always cared. They always have. We have always been our brother's keeper, but it just feels different these days. I don't know. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. So Okay, so Ken's growing up, and he gets out of high school. What does Ken want to do? What did Ken do? I mean, take us through some of these steps. Not the braces stuff. That, you know, what happened in Oklahoma stays in Oklahoma, but take us in these other steps. You know, Ken's getting out of high school. What happened, man?
Yeah, well, you know, it was so interesting even way back when I had the opportunity to during high school work, and even my first summer after high school, work at a local coal-fired electric plant. And that's where I really started getting my feet wet in this industry, was way back then. And I saw some of that work, and I saw some of the things that went on in that work with a foreman, and the crews that I was able to work on. A lot of it I loved. Some of it was like, man, it just kind of shaped me really moving forward. But I saw some things in there that that really kind of helped me decide, you know what, I think I'm going to go the education route. And you know, I saw enough things and practices and a couple instances in there that I'll save for another day. But so I really did. I chose the route to go to education side of things and ministry. Which so went off to college at John Brown. After that, went off and went and got a master's degree in religious education, and really spent the next 17 years of my life doing education, church ministry, and just having a blast, just really having a great time. But then about 17 years in, I started really getting a yearning. I don't know. It was like kind of, I was in those four walls, but I was kind of missing the hands-on stuff and being out kind of in the world, so to speak. And so I had an opportunity at that point to get into electrical distribution, kind of sales, manufacturer's rep. And I went to work for a company named PowerTel. I got some good buddies still work there. And did that. But while I was doing that, I was in Illinois and got real familiar with the Illinois statewide. I visited every Illinois cooperative, selling electrical, distribution parts, switches, underground equipment, Hastings tools and sticks, and locators, all that stuff. And so really was kind of slowly getting back into it. Had an opportunity to do line school with the Association of Illinois Electric Cooperatives, take a position with them in safety, and the rest is history. I mean, that's kind of how it all kind of went through it, went through all of line school, loved the work, loved the hands-on stuff. Then got the opportunity to work with the statewide, and that's where it all started 23 and almost a half years ago.
Wow.
So yeah.
Man, that I didn't know that. That's a new thing about you. I did not know regarding the being a manufacturer's representative for the statewide Illinois. I didn't know that. That's
yeah. It was a great way to really kind of get back into it and kind of revisit some of the stuff I'd learned way back, at the coal-fired electric plant, stuff that I learned because I was on a line crew or worked around line crews with them. And so it really was a good intro back in. And then my experience with the Association of Illinois Electric Cooperatives is just priceless. The learning there, getting to go through all of line school there with them, just wonderful, just great stuff.
Yeah, that's great. So, all right. So now National Rural Electric Cooperative Association, man, that's like a big, giant umbrella, big dog. Huh? That's a
It
big
is.
job.
I'm so humbled to be able to be in this position because it's just Brent, what I say, it's just another platform. It doesn't mean it's better or the platform, but another platform
Mm-hmm.
for us to do whatever we can to
Yeah.
get guys home at the end of I always say at the end of their day, at the end of the pay period, at the end of their career with, I call it 10, 10, 2 and 2, and just all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, both
Mm-hmm.
arms, both legs, and just being internally whole. And that's my passion. And it's just another place. And I'm so humbled and honored to represent our the national organization of NRECA, my CEO, Jim Matheson, and my COO, Jeffrey Connor. Those are men that they're busy up on the hill and up in Capitol to lobby for our members and do great things. But they also have our back in safety. They love what we do through our safety department, and we want to do whatever we can to serve our members and be all we can be on the safety side of it. So it's a great time. It's a great experience. I'm very humbled for the opportunity.
Yeah, it's good to hear when you're talking about your passion, that as you are holding the umbrella of the safety and bringing in the troops. I see you in action. I see you in action talking to the folks at the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association Leadership and Safety Conference this past, gosh, I don't even remember when that was. April or May? I don't remember.
Yeah, that was in April there in Arlington, Texas. Yeah, last part.
Yeah. And you and I had a great opportunity to break bread with some of your folks, and actually some of the other cooperatives and leadership in the other cooperatives around the United States. There was some more sitting at the table with us, and it was just neat seeing how you interact with the folks from other parts of the country, and that looking for that internally wholeness. It starts not just in the physical, but where we get that internally wholeness as far as all your toes, all your fingers, your legs, and your arms.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't start by concentrating on that. No, safety and what you're talking about is a byproduct of communicating and connecting with one another. It's just a byproduct.
Yeah,
and you reach the goal.
Agree. I agree with that, Brent. I've always said safety, for it to be effective, it has to be personal. Mm-hmm. And that's not just me taking the full responsibility for my own safety. I am responsible for my own safety. Mm-hmm. But I'm also very interested and passionate about everyone's safety. And for me to do that, it's not just about, speaking a bunch of rules. It's more about the relationship. I loved what someone said one time: rules without relationship leads to rebellion. And I feel that. And for me, what's so much more important is getting to know the guy, getting to know his family, getting to know his kids, because that's our why. That's the why. Every one of us have a why, and that's there's someone's waiting on us to get back home tonight. And for me, it means I can't text and drive. I don't get to turn the wrench anymore out in the trenches, but I can text and drive, and I can't do that because someone's expecting me to get home, and I can't be distracted in my driving. So it's about that person. It's about the kids that they have at home. It's about the wife or significant others, and so it does have to become personal before it become rules and policies and procedures and everything. So you're right.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I like how the personal aspect. So what you're talking about is the rules, the compliance, the power trip, command and control, where that's where you get people to where they, in their minds, they have to do it. Where what you're talking about is you're getting into their minds and reformulating, reprogramming their minds by basically caring about them, showing them value, and you're investing time in them to where they don't have to do it, but they want to do it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly what we're looking to do, Brent. And that's my philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
I think every person out there, every employee, every worker wants to know that they're making a difference and that they count, that they truly are a part of an organization. And without them, we wouldn't be as good as we are. Our employees are our only appreciable asset that we've got for the most part. And they need to know they count. They need to know they care. And when you get to that point, and when you help them understand their why, that's what floats my boat, and that's what gets me up every day, is just helping guys and gals remember their why, and to get back home safely to them. In the meantime, doing our jobs well with excellence. We have. I was at a place the other day, and we were doing our Commitment to Zero program, and we got done, and there's a part on that where there's a perception where the employees say, I believe our co-op does put safety first, or other things. And the guys got done, and they'd given it a real high rating of safety. And one guy just basically said, hey, Ken, we have everything we need. We have every new tool. We have every new thing that has come down the pike, whether it's a meter, whether it's a truck, whether it's a piece of equipment. We have everything we need to be as safe. Now it's just up to us. It's up to us. And man, that ownership was there, that want to, that desire, that why was all there. And man, I left that place going, yep, they get it. They get it.
Awesome.
So that's what keeps pushing me and builds my passion, just kind of fuels my go.
Yeah. It's interesting. Walter Beer, before he started Bierermeters about 40 years ago, he worked with APCO there in Benson, Arizona, with the G&T of the statewide, basically. And he used to always tell me, I was in high school at the time, he used to always tell me, he said, Brent, he said, the cooperatives are the very, very best utility that you can work with, because they're family. They treat one another like they're family. And you know what? There's a mindset, I'm telling you, that when I travel and do the training and speeches and everything, like in our ECA, when I was there with you this last April, I mean, it is an atmosphere it is vibrant. It is electrifying. It's actually electrifying and energizing of all the folks that communicate from all different other cooperatives coming together, and they come together as a family. And that's a why. And we need more of that. Mm-hmm. We got to have more of that, man. In other aspects of our industry, we need more of that.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think we are a family, and all across, and we've been saying this forever, from the very dawn of time. We are our brother's keeper. Mm-hmm. But in doing that, we need to get together. We need to celebrate. We need to speak. If we are our brother's keeper, we need to speak up. And but events like what you're talking about, and other things that we've seen around the country, they're priceless. And just being able to provide those is great. And those are exciting times. Those are good times to see.
Yeah, what I liked about it, I got a good cross-reference of the folks that were at your annual leadership safety, and the cross-reference. And whoever's listening to this, I want you to use this as an example to go by that NRECA is doing. But I'm serious, you had apprentices that attended, you had office folks that attended, you had journeyman linemen that attended, operations, safety. I mean, the whole cross section and attended. So the safety is not just the CEO down, but you all are creating an environment to where safety, like you were saying, your CEO, upper management, yeah, that trickles down, but you also have that current, that current that's flowing upward as well.
Yes.
So I haven't seen that cross section, like the tree. You cut a tree, you see the different rings of the tree, and you see some, oh man, there was a fire this year. Ooh, that's a bad thing. Oh, they got a lot of moisture that year. And you can tell the tree and what's going on, what happened in that tree's life. Well, we're kind of the same. And we need to see those rings of growth, those rings that we have plenty, right? That we're nurturing and we're helping one another, and the tree's just growing, not just outward, but also upward together as a family. And I like what you guys example. It was amazing.
Well, thank you, Brent. It's a great event. Every one of and I think what you're defining there, I love that. I love your tree example and those rings. We've all seen those rings, those of us that have grown up with a chainsaw. But every one of those people, whether it's that apprentice, ops manager, journeyman lineman, crew foreman, whoever is there, every one of those people, this, every one of those people are a culture builder at their place. They affect the culture, and that's either going to be positive or negative. And for the most part, it's positive. But we had 1,100 people at that conference this year. And were you there, Brent, for the reception part of that thing? Oh
man,
wasn't that just unbelievably awesome?
I was like, how come bierermeters has not been here before supporting this? I mean, I was like, what? Yeah, it was amazing.
And we're so glad to have you guys, and you guys are just awesome. And it's people like you and a lot of our other folks and supporters that just make it all possible. We couldn't do it without you, but it is. And let's just keep developing those kind of electric current flowing culture building type events. And that's where we're gonna continue to develop the culture that we want to see. And our young guys, I think if I can just say a word about our young guys, it seems like sometimes our young guys are getting kind of a bad rap, well, they want this, they want that, I'm telling you, these are some of the safest guys coming into our systems right now. There is difference, but every age group or decade of people has been different, but I want to really encourage those guys. You are culture builders as well, and do everything you can just to continue to lead and grow and learn in that place. So it's been great to watch that to our younger culture come in. And so you're right. And again, we're glad to have you guys on board with us, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, we like Walter said, their family and you guys this last trip, we're adopted into the family. So we're in it. We're in it, man.
Yeah, man,
we're in it to win it together. Right.
Good.
Yeah. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about some bad and ugly.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Traveling around the United States, I've been to a lot of electric cooperatives, and man, 90% of the time, I mean, these guys are asking questions. Their communication skills are just excellent, and they want to know the why. You brought it up. They, again, compliance and using your title, your power, command and control. That's the what. That's the what. And to me, until we get away from the what and we find the why and the hows, the SIFs will continue to stay flat. All right. But you're talking about the why and the hows. And to me, that's the higher consciousness. We take the energy wheel, and which I just did a speech today, so about the energy wheel reinvented. And then we take what we're known to see for the last 50 years, the 10 things that can cause harm. And then we realize there's an 11th element that is full of energy called people that can cause harm. So that's what I did. I just added people. But then you turn it around, there's the things that can help you. And that's your people. They can help you. So I've been to some cooperatives that when I'm doing my training, you could feel, man, you could feel the coldness, you could feel the culture, and it's stifling. It is a wall, and it's like talking to a brick wall, and they don't want your care. They don't want to have better than best work methods. They want to just keep the status quo. They necessarily do not want to listen. And I'm a third party. So I'm like the new dog coming in that gate. And and there's pushback. There's pushback. And the one or two guys that know what you bring, they like, Brent, you got to help us. We got to have a change. Our culture is just really bad, and we're not getting support from the CEOs, and which you mentioned you got to have. We're not getting that support from the CEOs. Man, you got to help bring some change. And so Ken, how can we bring motivation? We know what we need to do. We know how to do it, but how can we motivate? How can we bring change into those few places, those few places of attitude that your umbrella encompasses? So how can we do this as a team?
Oh, look, we're out of time, Brent. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, right. I know.
No, that's
questions.
I love the question. I tell you what, and I never want to be accused of running from hard questions. And we have to look at this. This is a thing. And I got to tell you, I know the place you're talking, not the place, but the makeup of the kind of place that you're talking about. I see them. I know some of that still exists. And the only thing I can say, I think, is we've got to continue to talk. We've got to continue to share our message. We cannot be disappointed or discouraged by the lack of an openness to our message of, what we're trying to do. And I'm a big baseball fan too. We have to keep swinging the bat. We're, it's amazing. Baseball is a sport that, celebrates, 80% of the time, or 75.5% of the time. If you're not successful, you're still doing great. I have a batting average of 250, 280, or 300. Well, so 70% of the time I'm failing at the plate.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta keep swinging the bat. You've got to keep developing relationships. And, I think, and I'm not giving, and here's the thing. I think we talked earlier about the movement of great safety professionals that's sweeping across our nation right now. And I believe that. I believe that with all my heart. We got some great guys. We cannot give up on trying to continue to build these relationships. And hey, let's be honest. the numbers speak for themselves. We are still losing linemen.
Mm-hmm.
We are still having those SIFs that you talked about, serious injuries and fatalities. That's what me and our partner Federated, we look at those all the time. A serious injury is something that we just for a metric. If it costs more than $100,000 to fix, it's considered a serious injury.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what a fatality is. Those are still existing. And I was at a co-op yesterday, and we were talking about it. And honestly, it's a place that's turning around, and they're having some great things happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe if that culture isn't there, and if you put up a wall, and if you're not listening, and we're just going to do it the way we've always done it, you can't tell me anything new. I'm telling you, I'm hoping it doesn't. But I think you're prime for an incident. I think it's just
100%.
If your attitude is not about being my brother's keeper and doing everything I can to be as safely as I possibly can, I think you're primed to stack those statistics. And so, we've got to just keep swinging the bat. We've got to keep educating. We got to do it with passion, because I don't even want to sit in another meeting where you don't have passion for what you're trying to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got to keep passion for our mission and keep swinging the bat, Brent. And I don't know if I answered your question great. I mentioned earlier our Commitment to Zero program that we have in our national toolbox. I believe we can hit zero. I'm just crazy enough to say we can have no serious injuries or fatalities. Let's do whatever we can to get there.
We can, Ken. And the only way we're going to get there, and you brought this up, the only way that we're going to accomplish that goal and that target is if we accomplish the goal and target of relationship first.
Yes.
If we focus on relationship first, then the byproduct will be that target zero. You see you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You're spot on. You're spot on. And that we got to have it. And you're doing that. I'm doing that. We have a lot of guys doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to keep swinging the bat. And guys, even I think the toughest of guys,
mm-hmm.
I mean, the hardest exterior guy, a man that I know out there on the line, after time, they will see that carrying counts. Carrying works. And
That's right.
you have, even that toughest guy has a why. And I'm going to find it. I'm going to harvest it, and I'm going to share it with you. And we're going to get there. So, yeah.
It's in all of us, brother. Every one of us have that light, that shining light, like you had over your head, or that ceiling fan behind you, that shining halo, right?
Yes.
Every one of us, we have that. So you're right. We have to find that. We have to harvest it. It's there.
Yeah.
We do not ever want to go through a situation where we're so frustrated that we just throw our hands down and we just say, I give up, and we turn away from somebody. Because I'm telling you, it's there in every single person. We just got to have the skill set developed that we can find it. And it takes skill to find that. It does.
Yeah. I agree. I believe. And the cost of not doing it is too high. We cannot afford the cost of not continuing our effort to be relational in safety, because we're not talking dollars and cents anymore. We're talking human lives. We're talking people not coming home to their kids, to their family. And I'm not willing to stand back and take that price. I was at a place yesterday. I had to say some pretty hard things. But the bottom line was there. And I like it. I love everyone to like me, but I wasn't there for a popularity contest. I was there because the price of not sharing your why and not understanding that is too high. It's a human life, and I'm not willing to pay that price.
Yeah. So you mentioned cost. So the attitude of our CEOs, it's not about how long the job takes to get done, the work order is completed. We need to invest into our people, and it actually has to be an expensed line item on our expense account, a line item called investing. And I believe, since when I was, oh gosh, a very young lad, way younger than I am today, I learned, and it was just given to me in my head. It's like, wow, that's a great idea. I learned that there's so much talk about investing for your retirement, investing to make money, investing in the stock market, investing in this, and invest in all these avenues. And it's like, put on the brakes. No. You need to invest in who you are as a person and understand that value. And then when you do that, then you learn also how you invest into people. And it is a line item. It does cost time, and it is an expense, truly an expense that you will see. But we need to make sure that our folks feel like they have value and our folks are being invested into. It's so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're exactly right. That's such a great way to look at it and to put it. And, with as much energy as we put into our investing into our 401ks growing up, we need to put into that and, leaving a legacy even when you're gone. I say all the time, especially to our foremen, our line foremen out there. I love speaking to line foremen. They have the most influence at their jobs over those crews of anybody else at that place. And I love telling them and reminding them, we're not just building line, we're building lives. And
like
what kind of legacy are we leaving? You're not going to be at the co-op forever. And when our people go, are there going to be a celebration the day you leave? Is that going to be because they're happy that you're leaving, or they're sad that you're leaving? You get to choose. You get to choose what the focus of that celebration is. And so what is your legacy? And I love that, Brent, what you say about investing. And man, I hope and pray that our investments, together, brother, are just ones that we can look back on one day and say, man, we did change the trajectory of a couple young men's lives, and that makes it worth it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I see it happening. I feel it happening. I see it happening.
Yes, I do too.
And together, that's what's so cool about my family here at Bierermeters. They've been sending me out for 9 years now, doing training. We pay for it. No one else pays for it. Doing presentations and training thousands and thousands of linemen. And Bierermeters, it's so cool. But we invest back into our people. We give back. And ECOS is you being here today, sharing your live wire story. This is a byproduct of us giving back, and it started other folks. Look at behind me. Look at behind me, and all these folks.
Yeah.
These folks are serious. They're investing. It's not costing them nothing at all. We're paying for it. Your time here, NRECA is paying for your time here talking to Electric Culture of Safety. And these people are coming together as a team. And to me, that is the legacy. When we can come together, if it's a micro, if it's a macro, it doesn't matter. The micro, okay, we're going to do it at home. We're going to do it at our home base. We're going to come together as a team. And when we do that, when that X on that axis grid, when that you got work, Y, vertical, you got X that's going across, that basically is time. And if you keep on that upper consciousness of forming your team and working together and building relationships, what happens when your X is stopped. Your time is stopped here in our temporary bodies. When your time is stopped, everything that you did as far as creating relationships, that essence and characteristics of your legacy that you created is timeless, and it continues through all
on.
those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? That's a legacy right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great way to look at it, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're asking everybody who's listening to this, everybody who's at our co-ops, our munis, our IOUs, whoever you are, wherever you are, let your timeline of influence in a positive way continue on. And what Brent has just said, that's our legacy, and that's what we want to do. And I guess going back to your hard question, that's what I'd want to say to those guys that say, I don't need your stuff. I don't need to hear what you have to say. Again, look at your legacy. What are you really saying to those young apprentices that have just walked onto your place, who watch you, who listen to every word you say? I did it the same with my people growing up. What kind of legacy are you leaving? So I think that's good stuff, Brent. We could talk all day about this, man, for sure.
I'm telling you, brother, this is serious business. This is stuff that makes the stock market look like a joke. When we invest, it does, and I'm serious. I'm not involved in that stuff at all. And the reason why, one, I'm not going to ever retire. I'm going to keep giving back until I can. And two, there's something that's more valuable than building some nest egg that has on the front of the dollar bill, it has an IOU. It's an IOU. So it's not really real. It's just, we just think it's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you think you can measure your bank account, and you're measuring something that's in your bank account that actually is not real. But when you invest in people, that is an unseen measurement, untold measurement that is way bigger and way more abstract and way more real than what you see on a piece of paper that says, here's your balance. Think about that.
Yeah, that's good. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Focuses of Life by Brent Jeffries and Ken Macken. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Well, and Brent, you said you're never going to retire.
No,
I mean, I know you're only like 36 right now. So I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's neat. I mean, you don't hear many people saying that.
No, I don't, to me, the American dream in ways, and I've seen it happen to people to where it became their nightmare. In other words, they were contributing to society. They were contributing as a team, and working and helping and doing all these things. And then they work all these years, and then all of a sudden they hit retirement. Celebration, they're all happy. They get the gold watch. They get the big rodeo buckle. I rode it 8 seconds, like they do in Oklahoma. And they do. Okay, so I'm just being honest. But the thing is, it became their nightmare. A couple years later, they have a heart attack. And the reason why is because they just did what they did for themselves, and they weren't helping others. And when we have purpose, playing golf, hitting a little ball, I mean, I'm not going to golf. I actually like to play and enjoy it. I don't do it no more because I enjoy doing more important to me, but we need to contribute. And they die of a heart attack. I've seen it over and over where their dream became their nightmare. And I think we need to always contribute. Yes, as we get older, we contribute less physically. But man, Ken, you got so much in that head of yours, and your folks that are looking at retirement, I don't like hearing, oh man, in 2 months I'm retiring. I actually don't like hearing that, because that's an attitude. But your attitude, I like your attitude. And that attitude is a legacy attitude, not that, oh, I got 2 more months and I get out of here. That's not a legacy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good stuff. And, good way to look at it for sure. You know, just keep giving. And that's why we're on this earth, you know, really at the end of the day is what we can do to make somebody else's life a little bit better, and really just, again, build success into their ongoing life, you know, so that they can reproduce that legacy as well. So yeah, it's really good.
No, it's great, man. I appreciate talking to you. I know where you're at. I could feel your frequency, right? Because you're an energized being, just like other people, and you can feel that. It is actually a frequency, and you can feel it. So in our ECA, we got some future ahead of us. All right, where are we going? Where are we going, brother? Where are we going?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have a lot on my mind, Brent. We probably don't have as long today as we need, but you know, first and foremost, I get up every day to do whatever I can to make sure that everyone listening to this, everyone that may see it in the future, everyone that may see us, whether separate or together, presenting or whatever, every day it's just so that we can do a professional job in a safe and productive way, to where we can enjoy our life, to we can enjoy our family. So we have, you know, NRECA, we have some products that we use and that we have developed. Some are just our mainstays, you know, the RESAP program, Commitment to Zero. I'm right in the middle right now. I do believe we need to always continue to look at our work practices out in the field. If nothing else, just to be able to talk about them openly. We haven't done that well in the past. Some of that cowboy stuff, some of that maverick stuff is going away, which I'm glad. But we're right in the middle of writing another survey on our work practices. So I think those are good. But the tools that we have at NRECA, we're going to continue to look at those and continue to develop to make them relevant, to make them personal type looks at what we're doing. And so that's the kind of stuff that is keeping me busy. I'm going to continue to travel to share my passion, to share my message that you are important. You do count, not only to this co-op or muni or investor owned, but to your family. And your family first and foremost. And you know, the good Lord that created you for something more than just work, but to have a life that you can enjoy as well as you work. And you know, and so those are some of the initiatives that keep me rolling at NRECA, Brent. And we want to continue to expand what we're doing. We want to continue to be the very best server to our members that we can possibly be. We work for our members, and I do good to remember that. I'm an employee of our 904 electric cooperatives, and you know, so whatever I can do to serve, whatever that looks like moving forward. We've taken some steps with virtual reality. I think that is just the tip of the iceberg of how we can train, and especially train apprentices on critical work procedures without putting them in the zone. And so I think we're just touching the iceberg there, working on some developments with more and much VR possibility. So a lot, I'm looking at continued ways of how we can better communicate. You, Brent, are doing a wonderful job on social media and some of those avenues. We're in the safety department of NRECA a little behind in that realm, in my opinion. And we're looking at ways, and even personnel maybe, to kind of help with that process. So those are just some things moving forward that we're looking at. I'm always excited to get that phone call or that text in the middle of the day from somebody out there of our people that say, "Hey, Ken, what have we ever thought about this?" I got one of those yesterday, and man, that just
Awesome.
jives me up. I love that, man. And so I am so open to direction and ideas. I've got a lot in this head, but it certainly is not. I'm not done learning, man. I'm a long way from it. So, that's we really want to hear from our people as well. So yeah, that's kind of what we got going forward, Brent.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, so I just want it, Ken. Thank you for coming. You're just an awesome person, and your upper management, they picked the right person for the job. I mean,
Thank you.
No, I'm not saying it to blow smoke up your skirt, even though you don't wear one. And
thankfully, that would not be a pretty picture. Yeah.
But seriously, when the proper person was put in place, you just know. But I want to remind folks that you're going to be coming on South Carolina. You're going to be coming to our Liveline Training Center here in December and speaking on the 10th and to 2025. And man, it would be great. I know you're going to do a wonderful job, and we're excited to have you and NRECA to participate and be part of the electric culture of safety. And I hope your members feel free to use now all 75 episodes, all different topics, and huge, powerful learning tools and segments, and also these live wire stories. Because Livewire, like yours today, there's so much to glean from all these stories like yours, Ken. They're so powerful. You're a powerful kind of guy. Did you know that?
Yes, I do. I do, Brent. I really do. Yeah. And I love it. And I love that the opportunities and everything. Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to coming to the tent, and haven't quite decided what I want to do yet for that. I may talk about some black snakes that are crawling onto our line crews or what, but I don't know yet. But we're going to have a great time, and anything we can do to continue to educate, man. I really appreciate those opportunities you're giving, Brent.
Yeah, man. No, this is exciting. And just a quick reminder, there's one logo that's still missing in the partnership logo of ECOS. You know that. There's one logo that's still missing. So just think about it.
You got it, man. You got it.
Okay, just think about it. But no, Ken, man, thank you so much, and appreciate you, brother, my friend, and bless you, your family, Sam, and all your membership, all of them. And they're welcome to utilize everything who we are as bierermeters, ECOS, everything. And everything we do, obviously, there's no cost. And it's sometimes good to have a third party come in to some of these statewide. They really appreciate it. But man, just reach out, and seriously, if you ever have anything and you want to talk, or maybe add me, maybe you have something going on in 2026 and you want to add something to that, we're also a tool that you can use.
You got it, Brent. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for all you're doing and your company is doing. And you guys are doing it right, and you're doing it well. So thank you very much.
Sir, be blessed, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Have a great day.